This video won't have any animation, but I want you to stay here and listen to everything I have to say. I can't believe I took this long to actually think about making this video. So here in America, I do know that most of my audience is actually from other countries. YouTube won't tell me what other countries, but they are from other countries. At least here in America, we've had some riots over a police officer who killed a black man for the only reason being that the man was a black man. And sorry, that's just wrong. As I said before, I can't believe I took this long to actually want to think about saying something. We've had riots all over cities. Things have been destroyed. Trust between people have been broken. This time's already crazy enough, and then this happens. Humans are dumb. Humans are idiots. But I can't believe that we look at people, the same thing, the same creature as us. We look at other creatures who are us, but we hate them because they're different. Y'all know I'm from Maryland. Y'all know I'm a NASCAR fan. Maryland is somewhat, sort of known for their racism, and NASCAR is known as a southern sport, which definitely has some racism in it. You do see a couple Confederate flags at a NASCAR race. When I went to Pocono, I really didn't see any. Yet again, I really wasn't focusing that hard. But I think racism in our sports kind of sort of going down. But there's still those people out there. I live on a cul-de-sac, which is basically a thermometer type shape. So look at the bulb. At the very tip of that bulb, we have a neighbor who has a Confederate flag flying high. And when I ride my bike around our cul-de-sac, wishing I could be a race car driver, going 200 miles per hour, winning races. But every single time I'd pass by that flag, I look up at it, and pure hate just comes out of me. Why would anyone think it would be good to fly that? It's not the Civil War anymore. We had people are created equal ever since we wrote our Constitution. It took many years of Civil War just to actually make that true, so we didn't have slaves. And even after the Civil War, and during current modern times, we still treat black people like they're nothing. They're different. But they're just the same as us white people. Black people, I don't have the words for this, but we are all one humanity, yet we look at each other with the difference of us, and we hate it. Every single time I see that flag, I just envision myself burning it in the most unceremonious way possible. Wouldn't be with an American flag. I would tear it to shreds and burn it. And just, roast marshmallows over it, which probably isn't good for my health, but that's how much I dislike that flag. There's a story in a book I have. It's called Earnhardt Nation, and it has a really good story in it about Dale Earnhardt. He had a bumper sticker, and shoot, I forget what it said, but it said something and it had a Confederate flag. Well, Dale Earnhardt's maid was actually African American, and she pointed out what that Confederate flag actually meant. And Dale Earnhardt never, ever liked to make anyone feel different. He loved making people feel like they're same, they're equal as everyone. He took a knife and slashed the Confederate flag off the bumper sticker. And I respect that. I feel like we should do that. Just the hate. I've said this millions of times in the past 5 minutes, but why? Why do we look at each other differently? Alrighty, this is a small problem, but this might make a little more sense. Think of the popular people, right? They look at the non-cool kids as different, unequal, because they're not doing what they're doing. They're not the cool ones. That's kind of sort of like what's going on now. Except instead of just being able to go to a parent or teacher and talk about it, you do what I'm doing right now and tell the world about this. Now, I support the peaceful protests. I'm enraged with the African American community. I don't think that was right. Nothing that was ever done against black people is right. Slaves, that was never even a good idea. We just wanted cheap labor. Cruelly treating African Americans, that is also wrong. Why? Why would anyone think that any of this was a good idea? But what I also think is not a good idea is when you push past peaceful protests and move on to the riots. Riots are just not helping. They're not helping images. They're not making anything better. In fact, it's making it worse. I don't think riots are perfect in any way, shape, or form. In Africa, and I don't have the name on the top of my head, but Africa was ruled by white people for a long time, and the native people were treated terribly. But then, the person who would become the first black president, I don't know why I don't have this on top of my head, but I don't. He never rioted. He made peaceful protests. He tried to get his people to just try to tell the government in the nicest way possible without causing any trouble. Martin Luther King Jr., he held peaceful marches, and he tried not to start a rally. Heck, even Rosa Parks, she just sat in a in the black person's seat, but she had to move. But she didn't move. It wasn't a riot, she just peacefully sat there. Even though she was arrested. That's still what we should go for. Now, we don't have those rules anymore, where white people and black people have to use different things. But I don't think we should be rioting. We shouldn't be smashing stuff. We shouldn't be spray painting all over the place. We should just calmly tell our feelings, like this. Tell people about this, about racism, about how wrong it is. I'm going to go back to what I said like almost 5 minutes ago. Us people treat people differently. Alright, it's not just skin color. It's your gender. People question gender. The people who you're in love with. And this is kind of sort of an Easter egg. But before all this happened, in my solo meme, I had a African American character, and the scene that we did a high five, fist bump, and a handshake, and we did that because I did that because I wanted people to know everyone's equal in my opinion. It might just be a 14-year-old's opinion, and only 22 subscribers, so I'm barely getting any word out. But I feel like any small thing helps. Another way I showed that I care about people who are just white and straight is in that same scene. I had a small gay rainbow flag off onto on his sleeve. It was very small, but it's definitely noticeable. And I wanted people to know, even though I'm straight, I just wanted people to know that I care. I care about everyone. I don't care what your religion is, what your gender is, who you love, what your race is, I don't care. In fact, I used to go to a Christian school, and I used to think that Christian was the only thing in the universe. Then when I became homeschooled, we had tons of history stuff, and it showed me so many more religions. I kind of sort of just fell out of having a religion. Just seeing how many wars and battles it starts just because people have two different opinions. And so I really don't have a religion. But I'm okay with that. In fact, I want to learn more. If this whole virus thing wasn't a thing, I would love to travel the world, learn more about people's different religion, their culture, their everything, their history, their stories. I would love to travel the world and learn so much of different people than just us dumb white Americans. Dumb white Christian Americans. I want to see the entire human race. I want to see people who are different. People who are different than what I am, I find fascinating. I love learning about those people. I feel like if we all had a mind like that we wouldn't be in this situation. Not the virus, the situation of the riots. I'm pretty sure world peace isn't going to be a thing, especially with Twitter around. Because, we're always going to be arguing whether Twitter bird's name is Jerry or Tom, or whatever it is. But I feel like if we can just work together with people who are different than us, treat us humans like we're one race, like we are. We are one race. Humans. If we treat each other as equals, I feel like the entire world could actually get somewhere. Besides what we're doing right now. Just unpeacefully rioting. Hurting more people than what's needed. This might not really be as important right now, but do y'all remember the Kyle Larson incident when he uttered a racial word? I was mad as heck about that. Because our sport is known as a southern racist sport. But I also hated it for our African American community. Like, when that is just posted everywhere over the internet, and what else did anyone have anything better to do than scroll through the internet? Not only did that make us have a bad look, but that just probably offended so many African Americans. I also read an article that was just like, oh yeah, white people are okay with it, and many of the excuses were rappers use it. And if rappers use that word, then rappers are the worst singers on planet Earth. I don't even think that word should even be a word. That should be known in the English dictionary. The only reason why I know it is because when I started homeschooling, I started Revolutionary Time history, and some of the books were written in the extremely olden days, so I had to ask what the word was. And after that, I was just like, yeah, it's cruel, it's evil. I just want people to see each other as equals. To know that everyone is the same. I would love to share the pain with the African American community, but all I'm doing is wishing for world peace. I can't say that yeah, I suffer the same thing as you. I can't say that. It's wrong for me to say that, because I don't know what they're going through right now. 'Cause my history, my race's history has never been like that. We've never had cruel people take us, beat us, enslave us. I can't say that I suffer with you African Americans, but I can say that I'm with you guys, thick and thin. I just hope that one day everyone can know that everyone is equal. And here's another quick story before I go. I did meet a subscriber. It's in my Grounded Fun video. So I met him at Great Wolf Lodge, and he's African American. And since I don't have enough viewers that show what my what my gender is, or country is, or anything, it was really actually cool to know that I have an African American fan. So if you're watching, I salute you. And I hope that someone who watches this has changed their mind entirely, and just thinks better about people and starts treating everyone as equals. So, thank you for giving me like almost 18 minutes of your time. I just hope that everything will be better soon. See y'all later. Race on.